on top. I wouldn't advise to leave AI alone. Even Elon Musk came with that idea of leaving AI alone. Then he realized that, watch out, let's have someone to supervise the machine, otherwise it will go rogue. So I also encourage that the machine needs to be supervised, needs to have someone to look upon it. And mostly these softwares and these suits and the helmets I saw, it's very important that someone is checking out behind the scenes. Otherwise, it will represent a big threat. Not a help, but a big threat to us. And error prevention and accuracy, again related to privacy, bias, and discrimination. It is not accurate enough. We need 100% accuracy. This 98% is good, 95% is good. That is not good. That is not good anymore. We need 100%. Because for being biased and committing errors, we already have human beings. We don't need machines for that matter. So we need someone accurate on that. Any questions, clarifications you have, or any interaction you would like to have. Otherwise, I can ask someone, depending on your facial expressions. I spend a lot of time looking at these screens, so I have recognized everything. Anyone there? Just repeat the question. So, did you hear him? Just repeat the question.
I can repeat, yeah. So we are talking about restricting the AI in terms of choosing or optimizing the bias. So are we restricting the evolution of superintelligence by trying to control what AI does?
The question is, do we need that evolution?
I mean, if we are not needing the evolution, are we trying to undermine the ability of AI?
Not undermine, we are trying to protect ourselves.
But can
if you give common sense, Darwin's law, who survived the strongest. So if you give the AI the ability to do more things than we can, what is going to happen? If you have a biased machine and you on top give them more abilities, then what can we do about it?
But do you think it is possible
I
for
don't
us to
think we are restricting. I think we are keeping a safety line over there. That it's not restricting. Restricting is a very big word. Because we are designing it, so there's no restriction. They're not beings, they're not being alive. So we need to keep a middle lane. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. It needs to be in a safety line. You get my point?
Can we do it for too long is what my question is, yeah.
That answering that question will be playing God here, and I don't do that business. So I don't know what to answer to that. What I can tell you is that we still have some years to go.
Okay.
Plus, if we reach those years, that's another question. Because we don't know what AI can do. We saw what happened with Facebook. So if Facebook, which is a social media company, can do that, imagine what robotics and weaponized robots can do.
Okay,
I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, in fact, just to add to that, if you are really interested.
Okay, you're talking.
So there's a book, AI, the Last Invention from Man, right? So that talks about all of this.
Any other queries? Yeah.
I have one.
Okay, where are you? Wait, there.
When we look at these specific areas which you said about artificial intelligence research, how important is securing those AI systems? Like as they build the intelligence through whatever facts they are able to see, how you are storing those things, how important it is to prevent them from hackers accessing those systems and literally turning them against you or the humanity?
See, on the 24th this month, I was in Lucknow. I came for another conference, but this time on cybersecurity, fully on cybersecurity, with different people from IPS to people from Europol and so on. So we were speaking about something similar, how important it is to secure it. So we have put these drones that you saw before, and as well as the Valkyrie and the Vision Box in Delhi Airport a month ago. Now, what happened that month ago? In Atlanta, the whole airport got hacked for 15 minutes. The whole airport. Now, you take this for granted, 15 minutes is nothing. You know how many flights land in Atlanta in 15 minutes? Land and take off. Now, the control tower is off, it's being hijacked. There is no communication between the aircraft and between the tower. What can happen with aircrafts landing, taking off? Imagine there is fog. Forget about just survivors. There won't be anyone surviving in that aircraft. And all the airplanes will go crazy in there. So it's very, very important to secure that. And that's what I was working upon, is that it needs to be work upon the error and prevention and accuracy. Cybersecurity, as I said, InfoSec is extremely directly related to robotics and AI. It cannot work without each other. because hackers right now are everywhere. So everyone is a hacker. And the most funny term which I found so far, mostly in Asia, is I'm an ethical hacker. Come on, ethical hacker. What is an ethical hacker? Oh, I'm a hacker, but I do good. If you hack, you're not doing good. Unless you work for the company, you're cross-checking the bugs that the company has in the website or in the system. But I've seen people from colleges of engineering in India, MIT and so on, telling me that I have hijacked the Air India website and I have found XYZ vulnerabilities. And like, who gave you authorization to check a government website? And then you tell me you're an ethical hacker. It's good you are curious and you want to check websites and you want to check in robotics and see how able are you to hack them. But if these people who are kids are willing and actually able to do this, imagine professional hackers. So that's a big problem we have to deal with. And security is the biggest challenge we have, and the most important part as well. There was a question over here. Someone raised a hand. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear him? Hello? Yeah? Can you hear him? Yeah? No?
You are putting more emphasis on security. AI itself is a different area of expertise. AI itself is a different area. You are talking about network, information, and computer security. AI itself, if we go on studying, it's a different area of
I know.
expertise. I hope you're getting my point.
I get your point. But as this gentleman said, security, it doesn't affect AI is independent or not. Security affects every sector, even supermarkets.
Of course.
So that's what we are discussing here.
Yeah,
That AI is extremely related to security, that's why.
yeah. So,
You got my point?
yeah. And turning AI into, actually, I mean, it's a complete system itself. Requires a lot of hardware, interfacing, sensors, transducers, a lot of
Exactly.
electronic circuits. Just talking AI is a very simple thing theoretically. But
Yeah, of course
what
it is.
we want to do with that thing,
That's what I was explaining before, that it is very easy, it looks fancy to put these devices in the street, but many measures need to be taken care of. Thank you for your point. Yeah.
You mentioned about putting some safety lines on what extent we can have the artificial intelligence when it comes to, for aiding the police or security agencies, so as to say. But at the same time, you might have, there could be people on the wrong side of law who could have been, like we had with the nuclear thing or the chemical, biological or whatever, who could go ahead and they would not have any safety line. There is
So
a
we need to
disconnect
have
and-
a watchdog over there. So I want to actually take care of this, but again, you cannot take care of everything. Otherwise, there wouldn't be terrorism in the world.
So my question was, is there any thought process at the level of Interpol wherein,
We
something
do
on the line-
have a database, and we do check different activities as well. So I mean, I would love to tell you many things about this, but I can't. So my point is that there is activity, there is illegal activity happening with AI, of course. These prototypes that you saw, robotics, the Iron Man suit that you saw, is nothing new. People have tried to do it. You can see it online, and illegal activities with it have happened. So people have actually designed a proper suit of that sort, automated and weaponized suit. Mostly terrorist organizations have tried to do so as well, and some have succeeded. So if there are control measurements that we take care of, yes, we do check these things out, and we take the arrests when required and the measures when required, but we are an intelligence agency. We cannot play God. We cannot do anything. That's the problem.
Is there any international protocol or system in place, an organized system in place wherein you regularly scan the atmosphere, so as to say, for this kind of artificial intelligence coming out of nowhere from the...
Yeah, there is a committee formed by Interpol, Europol, the United Nations Security Council, and the Asian Pol, the Asian Police. So we do conduct this kind of meetings regularly, maybe once a month, twice a month, and we discuss this kind of terms and conditions and what is going on, the measurements, the advance, and not only from our side, but of course from the criminal side, and what is happening, what maybe the Singapore police caught someone with some new device which they develop at home, so they will update on this, so we calculate what kind of risk this can have in the future or in terrorist organizations, this kind of things we do discuss about. So yeah, there is a committee for this. There is a prevention measurement happening over there, but again, it's very complicated to check everything out in the world. There are more than 200 countries, so checking so many citizens, I hope everyone understands that we cannot do all the complete checking because it cannot happen. Even police at times are corrupt. So how can we prevent that? Very complex. So we are working on it, but again, we cannot fasten up much. Otherwise, our advancements will also go in public and very complex. Hope you understand my point. Yeah.
Going back to the premise of how we were discussing how technology can be intimidated to the masses, right?
Yeah.
So structurally, how would you, incorporate so that it becomes more comfortable with the citizens at the engagement level?
You mean making people
More comfortable with
interact?
technology.
Okay, comfortable with AI and
Right.
okay. You first need to introduce it in the common locations that they go normally. So maybe schools, colleges, company buildings, houses, of course, supermarkets. So Amazon has designed now in Europe a supermarket that you don't need to pay by cash. There is no what you call the cashier. There's no one over there. So there's a machine. The machine, you pass a barcode or some number that you have, it will deduct the money from your bank account straight. So this is making people slowly familiar with artificial intelligence and technology, but you need to make it a slow progress because, as you can see, many people are very aware about this field and very aware about technology and the future. Many are not. Many don't care about it as well. So you need to work out with all these people as well. Yeah. Yeah, no worry.
You mentioned about social media scans and all these. So I think anyone who was having a wrong intent would never be actually having any data on social media.
Do you think
Or
so?
even if they do have, they would not have it with any intentions there. So what is the purpose of scanning something which will not have anything?
Do you really think so that people with bad intentions won't actually expose it on social media? People have
They
something.
won't do it. That's what
Let
I'm
me tell
saying.
you
So
one
what-
sentence, okay? Ego is the anesthesia that deadens the pain of stupidity. Okay? I leave you with this sentence to answer your question. People have ego. So, if you're belonging to a terrorist organization, let's say many ISIS supporters, do you really think they won't expose it online? They feel proud about it. They don't feel scared, they feel proud. If I get caught, it's a reward. And they do expose. You don't see it because you might not be following them, but we do see it. How many of you did like, share, or comment in any post related to Donald Trump elections? Means Donald Trump when he won the elections. How many of you liked it, commented, or shared any post from CNN, BBC, Times of India, anything? Anything related to Donald Trump, that Donald Trump was there in the search engine? Come on, be honest with yourself. We all know that at some point you liked it, shared, or commented on it. Do you like Donald Trump? Do you like him? Do you like him? Okay. Now, this is a very basic level thing, all right? So we check if you like Donald Trump, you share, commented, or liked something positive or negative. If you did comment something negative on him, when you reach US immigration, you will be most likely to be stopped, depending on who you are and more checkups, of course. But many people have been stopped. That's how it works. That's what we check. Social media, what is your performance and your activity? So this free internet, and we are all free, the word free and the word, what is called, privacy, it's as abstract as the word abstract itself. Privacy and freedom does not exist. Now, if you have not realized this yet, in the 21st century,